Look around you. Same job, same people, same problems, same excuses. Another year gone and nothing's changed. Why? Because most people live on repeat, mistaking motion for progress. But what if I told you that in just 6 months you could break that cycle and completely flip your life? Financially, mentally, physically. Just like the top 1% do it. No fluff, no fantasies, just raw, ruthless action. Let's get real. Most people live their lives surrounded by lies. And the worst ones are the lies they tell themselves. That's the first reason they stay broke, weak, and irrelevant. They refuse to do a brutal self-audit. Rich people don't operate like that. The first step they take is the most painful. Looking at themselves with zero filters, zero emotion, and zero ego. They strip themselves bare and study everything. How they think, how they act, how they waste time, how they talk, how they react under pressure, what excuses they make, and what habits are destroying them. They aren't interested in pretending things are okay. They want results, and results only come after facing the truth. Broke people like illusions. They want to feel good, even if it means lying to their reflection. They say they're tired when they're just lazy. They say they're overwhelmed when they're just undisciplined. They say they're doing their best when deep down they know they're barely trying. Rich people destroy that mindset. They dissect every weakness, every excuse, and every toxic behavior. They don't take it personally, they treat it like data. Because data doesn't lie, it tells the truth whether you like it or not. This level of honesty is rare because it hurts. It exposes the fact that most of your problems are your fault. It's not the economy, it's not your parents, it's not your circumstances, it's you, your choices, your mindset, your addictions to comfort, to approval, to mindless entertainment, to routine. Rich people get rich because they confront that ugliness and use it as fuel. The broke avoid it and stay stuck. It's not that the rich had it easier, they just didn't waste time lying about how hard it was. They accepted the pain, swallowed the truth, and moved forward. Self-auditing doesn't mean beating yourself up. It means becoming impossible to deceive. It means looking in the mirror and saying, I'm not where I want to be, and it's because of me. That mindset is powerful. It's not weakness, it's the beginning of control. Once you accept full responsibility for your results, you become dangerous. Because now nothing is out of your reach. You're not waiting for help. You're not blaming luck. You're building from the ground up, brick by brick, with awareness and intention. Rich people don't ignore their flaws, they study them. If they procrastinate, they isolate why. If they're wasting money, they track every dollar. If they're wasting time, they analyze their schedule and destroy distractions. They're not emotional about it. They treat themselves like an elite athlete preparing for war. That's what this life is, a war between who you are and who you're supposed to be. You win it by being ruthless with yourself. The average person avoids mirrors, real and metaphorical. They don't want to see what they've become. They distract themselves with entertainment, food, gossip, scrolling, complaining, anything but the truth. The rich run toward the truth because they know that until you admit what's broken, you can't fix anything. Until you admit where you're weak, you can't get strong. Until you admit where you failed, you can't start winning. So your 6-month transformation starts with one act of courage, telling yourself the truth completely and without mercy. Most people won't do it. They'd rather protect their ego than change their reality. But ego doesn't pay bills. Lies don't build legacies. Fantasy doesn't buy freedom. You want to transform your life? Start with the only person responsible for where you are. The one staring back at you in the mirror. The people who win in life don't wait to feel like winning. They don't wait for inspiration. They don't wait for some magical burst of motivation to hit them in the face. They treat time as the most valuable asset on the planet. Every second is either building their empire or destroying their potential. Rich people understand this in their bones. They operate like time is a currency they're burning every moment. Every wasted hour is an investment they never get back. That's why they don't live like the average person, because the average person lives like they've got forever. Most people treat time like it's free. They kill time like it's an enemy instead of using it like a weapon. They scroll endlessly, binge watch nonsense, hit snooze like it's a sport, and then wonder why nothing changes. The harsh truth is that if your schedule doesn't reflect your goals are fake. Rich people get this. They don't need to be told what to do every day because they've already decided who they want to become. Their actions follow their vision. They don't let moods control them. They dominate their hours even when they feel tired, bored, or uninspired. They do what needs to be done regardless of how they feel. That's discipline. Discipline beats motivation every single time. Motivation is a mood. Discipline is a system. Discipline doesn't care if it's Monday or Saturday. Discipline doesn't care if you're tired. Discipline doesn't ask for permission. It gets up early. It works when no one's watching. It tracks progress. It eliminates distraction. Discipline says no to comfort and yes to growth. That's how rich people treat time. They build routines and stick to them like their lives depend on it, because they know they do. Broke people live in reaction mode. They wake up late, rush through the day, and let the world dictate their schedule. They react to texts, emails, drama, and dopamine. They let other people's priorities hijack their day. Rich people live in creation mode. They own their time. They set the schedule. They carve out time for reading, strategy, health, business, learning. It's not accidental, it's precision. If you looked at their calendar, you'd see structure, you'd see purpose, because that's how results are built, on purpose, not by accident. The difference between a 6-month transformation and another 6 months wasted is how you treat your time. Rich people plan their day before it starts. They build habits that move the needle. They time block their focus. They eliminate things that don't serve their vision. They're ruthless with distractions. Social media, toxic people, mindless entertainment, it gets cut. Not because they're antisocial, but because they understand the price of wasted time. Every hour you spend on nonsense is an hour your competitor is gaining on you. Every day you don't move forward, someone else is. People think they're tired. They're not tired. They're undisciplined. They think they're too busy. They're not busy. They're disorganized. They think they don't have time. They have time. They're just not in control of it. That's the hard truth most can't handle. Rich people don't buy that lie. They don't wait for the perfect conditions. They act, they execute, they adjust. They build momentum by showing up consistently, whether they feel like it or not. That's the edge. Don't need more motivation, you need time discipline. You need to look at your calendar and ask, does this schedule build the life I want, or does it maintain the life I hate? Most people are time rich, but results poor. Rich people are time obsessed and results driven. That's the gap. That's the reason 6 months for them looks like 6 years of growth, while others stay stuck in the same loop, praying for a miracle that discipline could have created months ago. Money is not just paper, it's a game, a ruthless, competitive, unforgiving game. And like any game, there are rules. Most people stay broke because they don't even know the rules exist, let alone how to play them. Rich people, on the other hand, treat money like a weapon. They study it, they analyze it, they understand how it moves, how it grows, how it hides, and how to make it multiply. They don't view money emotionally. They don't worship it or fear it. They use it, and more importantly, they know how it uses people who are ignorant. If you don't understand money, you become a slave to it. You work your entire life chasing it, bleeding for it, giving your time and energy to employers, taxes, loans, and bills, never realizing the system is designed to keep you running in circles. Rich people figured that out early. They understood that working hard is not enough. Everyone works. That's not special. What matters is where your money goes, how you protect it, and how you make it work while you sleep. The wealthy don't trade time for money forever. They use money to buy back their time. The average person is stuck in a cycle. Work, spend, repeat. They make more, they spend more. Their lifestyle inflates, but their knowledge doesn't. They think the answer to their problems is a raise, a promotion, or a second job. But the truth is, it's not about how much you earn. It's about what you do with what you earn. Rich people understand taxes, inflation, debt, leverage, investing, equity, assets, and liabilities. They treat financial literacy like a survival skill because it is. The broke avoid it because it sounds boring or complicated. That's the difference. One builds wealth, the other builds excuses. They teach you how to read, write, and obey, but they don't teach you about money. There's a reason for that. If you understood how money really works, you wouldn't be easy to control, you wouldn't stay in debt for decades, you wouldn't fall for consumer traps, branding illusions, or emotional spending. You'd see through it all. But they don't want you to see. They want you blind, distracted, and dependent. Rich people rejected that setup. They got obsessed with learning the system, how banks make money, how corporations protect themselves, how investors multiply wealth, how assets are structured, how credit is leveraged, and how generational wealth is created. They play offense. Everyone else plays defense. Money rewards clarity. If you don't have a plan for your money, someone else does. Every ad you see, every offer you get, every trend you follow, it's designed to make someone else rich. You want to transform your life in 6 months? Start treating money like something you must master. Not tomorrow, not when you have more, right now. That's how rich people think. They don't wait to start playing the game. They learn the game while playing it. They read books, listen to mentors, watch markets, build businesses, invest in themselves, and ask the right questions. Not what can I afford, but how do I build assets that pay me every month? It's not magic, it's not luck, it's strategy, it's mindset, it's ruthless awareness and execution. While others waste money to feel rich, they invest money to become rich. While others avoid hard conversations about money, they run toward them. While others live in denial, they live with data. Every dollar they earn is tracked, directed, and assigned a purpose. That's how wealth is built. Not by accident, but by design. If you want to escape the paycheck-to-paycheck life, stop playing checkers while everyone else is playing chess. The game is happening with or without you. You either learn how to win or you spend your life losing and calling it normal. The average person chases comfort like it's the goal. They build their lives around it. Soft beds, fast food, easy entertainment, constant distractions. They avoid pain, they avoid pressure, they avoid challenge. And that's exactly why they stay stuck. They're addicted to comfort. They see discomfort as a threat, something to run from. Rich people flip that mindset. They treat discomfort like a tool. They seek it, embrace it, and use it to grow. They understand that nothing great comes from being comfortable. Comfort is the reward, not the process. The process is pressure, chaos, uncertainty, long hours, and pain. They're not scared of it. They live in it. Growth lives in discomfort. That's the universal truth people avoid. Muscles grow through stress, skills grow through repetition, mindsets grow through adversity. But people want shortcuts. They want transformation without suffering. They want results without sacrifice. They want to win, but not enough to lose first. Rich people play a different game. They know success demands payment upfront. The first payment is usually suffering. Early mornings, failures, rejections, learning curves, embarrassment, and discipline. That's the price of greatness. Most people aren't willing to pay it. They tap out the second things get hard. Rich people go through the fire and become stronger in the process. Every comfort you chase is a chain. It looks harmless, but it locks you into a mediocre life. Hitting snooze feels good, but it weakens you. Eating junk feels easy, but it kills your energy. Watching hours of entertainment numbs your brain. Every time you choose the easy path, you're training your mind to avoid growth. You're telling yourself, this is enough. Rich people are never satisfied with just enough. They delay comfort. They delay gratification. They say no to short-term pleasure so they can build long-term power. That's how they separate themselves from the pack. Comfort is designed to trap you. Society wants you soft, distracted, and easy to control. That's why everything is built to make you passive. Apps are addictive. Food is engineered to hijack your hunger. News is designed to trigger your emotions. Your routines are designed to keep you predictable. The second you start embracing discomfort, you become unpredictable, dangerous. You become someone they can't easily manipulate. That's what rich people become. Dangerous to a system built for obedience. They train themselves in the gym, in business, in discipline, because they know that suffering builds strength and strength builds freedom. 6 months of discomfort can give you a life of comfort. That's the trade. But most people can't do 6 days, let alone 6 months. They get excited for a few days, then fall back into old habits. They can't handle the pain of discipline, so they settle for the pain of regret. Rich people choose the hard now to buy the easy later. They train their mind to operate under pressure. They treat every setback as training. They don't break under discomfort. They evolve through it. The broke avoid discomfort and wonder why they don't change. They don't realize that change is forged in pain, that the new version of you is hiding behind the old version's weaknesses. You can't level up without shedding your softness. That means early mornings, rejection, risk, solitude, pressure, and long stretches of focus. That means turning off the noise, saying no to the parties, canceling distractions, and going all in on the grind. That's the truth rich people live by. They don't get emotional about it. They accept it like gravity. You either sacrifice comfort now, or you sacrifice success forever. Comfort feels good now, but it kills your potential in silence. Rich people don't let comfort kill them. They use discomfort as fuel and turn the pain into power. Environment is everything. The people you surround yourself with, the energy they carry, the standards they hold, the conversations they have, all of it shapes who you become. Most people live in a trap. not a physical one, but a mental cage built by their environment. Their friends are losers, their family is negative, their mentors don't exist, and their role models are celebrities with no substance. Every time they try to grow, they get pulled back by the people around them. Not because those people are evil, but because they're comfortable staying the same. And when you try to elevate, you expose their stagnation. That makes them uncomfortable, so they'll mock you, distract you, or pull you back down. Not always out of hate, but out of fear that your success will make their comfort look like failure. Rich people treat their environment like a battlefield. They curate it with precision. They cut out toxic people like a surgeon removes cancer. They don't entertain small talk with small minds. They don't take advice from people who haven't built anything. They don't tolerate energy drainers. They understand that your mindset is a reflection of your circle. If your circle is soft, you'll be soft. If your circle makes excuses, you'll make excuses. If your circle tolerates mediocrity, you'll normalize it. That's why rich people spend time with winners, not whiners. They seek mentors, accountability, challenge, and pressure. They want to be the dumbest in the room because that's how you grow. By being around people who think bigger, act bolder, and live with higher standards. Your environment isn't just who you hang around, it's what you consume. It's the books you read, the content you watch, the things you listen to, the places you go. Most people fill their minds with noise, nonsense podcasts, endless gossip, toxic news, mindless scrolling. They poison their own minds and then wonder why they don't have clarity, confidence, or courage. Rich people treat their attention like it's sacred, and they don't waste it. They feed their brain like it's a weapon. Strategy books, success principles, biographies of winners, financial systems, mental toughness. They're feeding themselves mentally like they train themselves physically. The trap of a weak environment is that it becomes normal. You don't even notice it. You start thinking like your broke friends, spending like your lazy cousin, talking like your negative coworker, living like your passive neighbor. It becomes your reality, and soon you don't even question it. You wake up in the same place, doing the same things, surrounded by the same people, having the same conversations, living the same life year after year. That's not a life. It's a loop. Rich people break the loop. They change cities, change networks, change routines, change platforms, change everything if they have to. They're willing to burn down comfort to build a new reality. The truth is, you can't become someone new in the same old environment. You can't upgrade your life if your circle wants to stay basic. You can't develop a millionaire mindset if your conversations are about cheap thrills and petty drama. Rich people outgrow their circles fast, not because they're better than others, but because their vision demands more. They're not afraid to walk alone for a while. They know that solitude beats bad company every single time. They know that leveling up requires losing some people and gaining others. People who challenge, inspire, and elevate you. If your environment is weak, your mindset will be weak. If your environment is strong, your vision gets sharper, your standards get higher, and your execution becomes non-negotiable. Most people are stuck because they won't let go of the people and places keeping them stuck. Rich people rip the Band-Aid off fast. They know that 6 months in the right environment can change everything. Not just financially, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually. That's the power of environment. It doesn't just change what you do, it changes what you believe is possible. Execution is the dividing line between talkers and winners. Everyone's got ideas, dreams, plans, and goals. Social media is flooded with people talking about what they're going to do. The truth is, nobody cares what you're going to do. Results are the only language winners understand. Rich people don't waste time fantasizing, they move. They don't get stuck in analysis. They don't need perfect conditions. They start, they act, they execute. Most people fail not because they don't know what to do, but because they never do it. They wait, they hesitate, they second guess, they seek validation. They want the stars to align before taking the first step. But in the real world, nothing happens until you make it happen. Execution isn't sexy, it's not glamorous, it's boring, repetitive, uncomfortable work. That's why most people avoid it. They like the idea of success more than the process. Rich people fall in love with the process. They wake up and execute regardless of how they feel. Discipline beats motivation every time. You think they always feel like working? Like showing up? Like doing what it takes? No. But they do it anyway, because they're driven by outcomes, not emotions. That's the key difference. Broke people act when it's convenient. Rich people act until it's done. Execution requires obsession. You have to be obsessed with getting things done. Not talking, not planning, not daydreaming, doing. Ideas are worthless without execution. Potential means nothing without performance. Rich people turn knowledge into action instantly. They don't sit on information, they don't overthink, they take the shot. If they fail, they adjust and shoot again. While most people are still thinking about step 1, they've already hit step 10. They build momentum by acting, not by waiting to feel ready. Readiness is a myth. If you wait until you're ready, you'll be waiting forever. Most people sabotage their execution with perfectionism. They want the perfect plan, the perfect website, the perfect pitch. Rich people understand the game is messy. They know your first product will suck. Your first move will be clumsy. Your first investment might not win. But you learn more from action than from thinking. Execution creates clarity. It exposes your weaknesses, sharpens your strategy, and builds your confidence. Every action you take gives you data, and that data helps you improve. Waiting for perfection is just fear in disguise. Rich people don't fear failure, they fear being stuck. They fear wasting time. They fear watching another year pass with nothing to show for it. So they execute relentlessly. Speed matters. Most people move too slow. They delay decisions, drag out plans, take forever to commit. Meanwhile, rich people move with urgency. They know time is the most valuable currency. They treat every hour like it matters because it does. Time lost is opportunity lost. Execution is about moving fast and adjusting as you go. It's about doing more with less. While others are busy pretending to be busy, rich people are building, testing, launching, failing, learning, and winning. They don't talk themselves out of action. They talk themselves into it. And it's not just about work. Execution shows up in how they manage everything. Health, relationships, finances. When they set a standard, they meet it. If they say they're going to do something, they follow through. That builds trust with themselves. That builds mental toughness. Most people lie to themselves every day. They say they'll start to diet, hit the gym, write the book, launch the brand, but they don't. Every time you don't execute, you weaken your self-image. You start to believe you're not capable. Rich people protect their self-image by staying consistent. That's where confidence is born, through action, through results, through proof. You want to transform your life in 6 months? Stop talking, start doing. Execute like your life depends on it, because it does. Here's the truth. 6 months is all it takes to radically change your life, but only if you're willing to go all in. Not halfway, not part-time, full immersion. Upgrade your mindset, dominate your time, embrace discomfort, build powerful habits, rewire your environment, and most importantly, execute relentlessly. Most people will keep watching, keep waiting, keep dreaming. That's not you. You either stepped into power or stay in excuse. No more wishing, no more talking, no more hoping. The clock's ticking. You've got 6 months. Make them count or stay exactly where you are.